I'm Tony McDonagh. I was born in Shaltala. This graveyard was my father's passion because his people is buried here, you know. My father took it over in the late 40s. Our back garden in Shaltala, where my father used to make the white crosses for people that couldn't afford a headstone or a marker. So some people, as you can see later on, they kept the headstone, the white headstones, you know. My father, he was very dedicated to it, but he passed away in 77. So we took over, myself and my two brothers, Davy and Johnny. But they're gone now, they passed away. So there's myself, the son, and the grandsons. What they like about it is that the grandsons is fixing up old graves that has no families left. They like doing their own things. They don't listen to me anymore. What you call? They have their own ideas. Yeah. You know, the likes of the slabs, rising them. You see the kind of work now, that's how we're doing, bringing up slabs.
Oh, yes.
We have, what we're doing, we have 1, 2, 3. We have to rise them more, but soil and rocks underneath to stop them from sinking. This one now is 1849. See, we have the stuff to clean them, get the white spots off.
Oh, yeah.
It's no good having all headstones up if you can't read the names.
True, yeah.
So we do, except the young lads, we scrape them off, get the yellow fungus off them, and see the yellow fungus on that one now.
Yeah.
They do check the old headstones because the winds and the gales are getting stronger. But them buildings at the back, they're going to be great shelter. What we're coming across is a lot of the graves, and we big up the slabs. We try and get the names, if they're readable. We're finding ones back into the 1700s. I remember when we took over in 77, there was people telling us that they often seen a headstone get into the 1635, 1640, but we can't find it. This stone is an old one, that's 1743. The names on them is Bodkins and Blakes, the tribes. The tribes. Yes. There's 300 of Spanish Armada sailors buried somewhere in Forthill on the right as you come up the steps. Them 3 buildings that's being built at the moment, they're going to be called after the 3 ships which came in off in 1588. And they're somewhere there, but there was never any exact spot, even though there's a plaque on the wall for them, you know. They were executed, them 300 lads, in 1588, and they came washed ashore. But it was a mass grave. Going back to Forthill itself, we maintain it, you know, and like the St. Augustine's Church is in charge of it. They have graves down there for priests and nuns going back hundreds of years. It says on the plaque there, pray for the souls for priests and nuns.
Is it true, Tony, that this is voluntary?
Oh, it's voluntary, yeah. Oh, like, what do you call it? We look after some of the graves, but you see, there's not many. There's a lot of graves that has no families, and that's where the lads, they're like, what would you say, keeping them tidy a bit, you know. They have not, because my father used to say to us years ago, if you have 20 minutes to spare and you see a grave that's has no one, he said, give it a bit of work. 20 minutes is not going to kill us, you know. You couldn't make a mistake in front of him, though.
Yeah, he's a perfectionist.
Oh, jeez, he's way or no way, you know. Yeah. No, that's where it's with me with the lads. Yeah. But the lads has good ideas. My father was doing it in his time, voluntary. He took it upon himself. He was never asked to do it. And he died in 77. We were never asked. We just took it over. And it's like my son now and the grandsons. They're my late daughter's sons. She passed away 7 years ago. And then my other daughter passed away, and she had a boy and a girl. But my wife took care of them, but she died. But Sarah, my other daughter, then she was only 20 when she took them over. To be buried down here, you have to have families, you know, relations. But as I said, it's nothing to do with the Galway Corporation or the council. This has belonged to people that has relations down here. you know, and it is over 500 years old. In November, we do keep to the old way of having Mass for the dead, All Souls. But for the last few years since the virus, we have nothing, because the Mass now is held down the Augustinian Church.
Okay.
But we're hoping to have it back down again here, because a lot of the people is complaining to me. And what I do say then is, don't be complaining to me, go down to the priest down the Augie, give them an earful.
Yeah.
You know, there was myself and 3 other brothers and 2 sisters. But the father was always telling us about Forthill. He was giving us a headache at lunchtime from school. Here we go again. But he worked in the corporation. And when he finished with the corporation, sure, he came down here. Voluntary. So that's where we got it from. You know. But look, as long as we have the health, we'll stay at it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, he died in 77. But my 2 brothers, Davy and Johnny, they packed it in really in the 90s, but if I was stuck, they'd give us a hand, you know. But they passed away. So I have another brother, Pa, he's in Australia. But we had Johnny buried here, my brother. And Davy's up in Forthill Cemetery. My father's in Forthill, even though he should have been buried here. But my mother said no, he was going to Forthill, because she didn't want to get buried. She said it was too quiet down here. That's a fact. I asked her, did she want a band down here every night?
What was school like for you?
And it was all right. It wasn't a holiday camp. Now, I must say, the old the vocation, the tech back in Father Griffin's, that was lovely. It was good. We done well out of it, so we did, you know. But like, I'm retired from the army, which was good. Like, the army never stopped me from. They never said you can't be down there, and if I was needed or anything, you know. So the army was very good to me, Rinmore Barracks.
Oh, so you joined the army soon after?
I came up, I was in the Navy first, and I got a transfer to the army.
Wow.
My father said, get a job with a good pension. So I joined the Navy. And then I got a transfer to Rinmore Barracks.
Wow. Straight after school, was it? Or?
Ah, no, I was a T-boy for John Sisk. I took a break from the national school before I went back to the school for the year, or to the tech.
Yeah. Wow.
I needed a break from going to St. Patrick's School. There was a couple of good, lovely teachers. One of them was Bosco McDermott, the footballer. I don't know how, because every Monday he'd be always on his scabs from playing football. So that used to keep the conversation going until 3:30 and we'd be gone home.
How has Galway changed since when you were a young fella? How has it changed?
Oh, it has changed a lot. And to be honest, people had not in them days. I don't know how they survived, but now it's different. We had Chantilly pitch to play football and hurling in St. Mary's College, the old handball alleys. You know, there's no everyone is just, even in conversation I see in some of the restaurants, parents with their kids and they're all on their laptop. No conversation. Even my own grandkids, and you're taught them to take out their mobiles and they're texting or things, you know. That drives me around the bend.
Yeah, same, yeah.
I do say to my grandkids, is the phone stuck to your hand?
What would be your passions and hobbies?
Coming down here. Like, I suppose, and I finished with the army, I'm down here now. And to be honest, it's something to do every day.
Can you remember the when you were last truly happy?
When I seen Pat Cadmill going out the gate. and Jerry Barron said hello to me.
Fair enough, yeah.
Well, everybody has regrets, you know. So you just have to get on with it. Try and be jolly every day. And my biggest thing now is to stop the cursing. That man has me cursing you.
Well, you haven't cursed once in here, in fairness.
I can't because I forgot how to say them.
Yeah. If you could give one piece of advice to a young Tony, smaller Tony, what would that be?
And you take your time and no rush and everything goes right. I do say that to the lads. I said, take your time, lads. And, you know, as I said, it's tough. It's tough, and you do a funeral down here for people because, you know, like, in some cases, families it's not the same again, you know. But you try and be, you just be here for them if you can, you know.